Hello friends, this is Nagraj. Today I'm going to teach you about very important concept in deep learning. This is called transfer learning. This is important and interesting concept in deep learning. There are multiple use cases. The first use case is you take a pre-trained model like VGGNet, AlexNet, ResNet and fine-tune the models for the same problem, same classification problem. The second use case is you take a pre-trained model like AlexNet, VGG, ResNet and use it for a different classification problem by adding a new layer. Okay, and the third use case is you extract the features and use it for a different problem like clustering, neural style transfer, face detection. Okay, and transfer learning has a huge set of benefits. First one is you don't need to train data on the huge data sets like millions of images. Second one is it saves a lot of computing resources and training time. Just imagine training for days together. And the third one is it reduces the complexity of the problem because your network will be very small and simple. Today's problem is we are going to classify ants and bees. Okay, that means only there are two classes and the data is called Hymenoptera data. This can be downloaded from the net and I will show you how to download that. Simply go to Google and type Hymenoptera data. Okay, and first you get the Kaggle link. Okay, so this shows the data. Let's look at the data. Okay, it's showing the data structure as well. So you will have Hymenoptera data and then there are two folders, train and validation, and in both train and validations you have two labels, ants and bees, and this folder has to be exactly copied like this on your machine, guys. You cannot change the structure because PyTorch finds out the labels based on the folders inside. Okay, so train, validation, inside that folders ants and bees. Okay, let's go to the Jupyter Notebook now. Pre-trained model that we are using today is ResNet 18. So I'm showing you how to get that from PyTorch. Just type ResNet 18 PyTorch Torch Vision and it will show the documentation how to use it. It's very simple. In fact, torchvision.models has multiple pre-trained models like ResNet 18, AlexNet, VGG16, so you can use any of this. Okay, so with this we'll go to the notebook. Okay, here is the program that I'm going to show. This is the Jupyter Notebook. I am doing the standard imports. Import torch, torch.nl for neural networks, torch.optim for optimizer, NumPy, torch vision, datasets, models and transforms. Again, we need PLT for plotting the images, time to check the time taken, OS, okay, and the copy I'm not going to use. Okay, so first step is load the data. Okay, second step is print the images. Okay, here third step is define the model. Very simple, guys. And fourth step is train the model, and fifth and the final step is test the model. Okay, so load the data. Okay, so we will have to create two data transformers. One is for train and one for the validation. Okay, so transforms.compose will create the transforms which is mainly to convert the image to tensors and normalize the image and also resize and crop and etc. Okay, so we have train and validation transforms. Then we have the data directory that I showed you already, that is copied in Hymenoptera data folder. Okay, so I need again two data sets here, one for the train and one for validation. Okay, that's created using datasets.image folder. You need to give the path which is os.path.join and you need to give the data transforms name which is created here. Okay, similarly you do for validation, create the data sets, then you need to create data loaders. Okay, the data loaders mainly take the data and create a batch of whatever size that you mentioned. Here we are creating a batch of 4, so every time you read the data you get 4 images. Okay, similarly we have a data loader for validation. Okay, then just for housekeeping, we have dataset size, then the class names. We have only 2 classes, 0 and 1, one for bees and the other for the ants. Okay, then assign the, mainly create the device for GPU, which is torch.device equals to CUDA. Okay, I'll quickly show image data sets for train. Okay, how does it look like? So we have 244. I will quickly show you the train dataset. It has 244 points. Okay, and note that this is very small compared to 10,000, 1 lakh, 100,000 data sets because this is transfer learning. Similarly, the validation dataset has only 153 data points. Okay, so how do we read from data loader quickly? So we can assign images classes to iter data loader train next of iter data loader train. So that's going to return me images and classes. So images should be batch of 4. So here I have 4 batch of 4 cross 3 cross 224 cross 24 is the number of batches, that is 4 images, and 3 is the channel, number of channels, RGB. Okay, the shape of classes should be like 4 labels, right, for 4 images. Ants are bees, so I have 4 classes, 1 1 0 0, so there must be 2 ants and 2 bees. Next step is print the images quickly. Note that to print the images I need to convert back to NumPy, so I have written a small function to convert it to NumPy and rearrange dimensions as required for NumPy. Okay, then we are using plt.imshow to print the images. Let's print the images one shot. We should get 4 images here. Wonderful, we got 4 images, and first two looks like ants, and the next 2 look like bees. Okay, then define the model. Very simple, I showed you. We are going to take the ResNet model here, which is instantiated by calling models.resnet18. Okay, pre-trained equals to true because we want to load the pre-trained network. Okay, then assign the model to GPU by doing model_ft.to to GPU. Okay, done. And this is going to show us the network as well. So let's see how the ResNet looks like. ResNet has lots of layers: con1, bn1, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. Okay, we are only interested in the last layer, which is this. Last layer is layer FC, which is fully connected layer. It has 512 features coming in and 1000 features going out, because this model is trained for ImageNet data set which has 1000 classes. Okay, so that is done. We ran this already. Okay, so now I will quickly check this particular layer here, which is model_ft.fc, which is the last fully connected layer. So it has 512 inputs as I already told you, and it has 1000 outputs. Okay, so we want to break that and create our own network. Very simple one. The in feature should be 512 of FC. Okay, so we are not training the original model, which is ResNet model, so we need to set requires grad to false for all of them. Okay, so that is done. Okay, again I take this number from FC, which is 512. Okay, and here we are creating our own fully connected layer, which is model_ft.fc equals to nn.sequential. So we are using this function of nn from torch to create our own small network which has nn.linear. First layer takes 512 inputs, 10 outputs. Next layer ReLU, then nn.linear, 10 inputs, 2 outputs, because we need 2 outputs for we only have 2 labels, ands and bees. Okay, so I created that here, assigned it to FC, right, and then we assign that device to GPU. Then we need a loss function. Here the loss function is cross entropy loss. You can choose to use binary cross entropy loss because we only have 2 classes here. Then we need an optimizer to update our weights by using gradient descent algorithm. So we are using here optim and .sgd, okay, stochastic gradient descent. Let me run this. So it's not going to do anything, it will just create the model, right? Now next step is big step, train the models. Okay, we want to train it for 25 epochs. I'm storing the time that it start time. Okay, so here it goes through all the images. Basically it goes through 25 epochs, that is 25 iterations. Okay, I'm setting the model to train because we want to basically train the model, our model, which is the newly created last layer. Okay, maintaining the running losses just for our sake, running the correct decisions made for our sake. Now this is how we load the data from the data loader. Input labels in data loader. So this is continuously going to give me images and labels. First inputs is images, labels is 0 or 1. Okay, so here we basically move the inputs to GPU, also labels to GPU, because we want to do all computation in the GPU. Okay, we are zeroing out the gradients here. Okay, so this is here setting the gradient enable to true, output equals to model left. Here we are passing the image through the model and I get outputs. Because we have 2 labels, we will get 2 numbers for each image, and max of the index will give me the label that we are looking for. So we get 4 sets of 2 numbers and the index of the max will give me 4 labels. Max of the indices, because that will give me the prediction. Here the loss criteria, which compares using the cross entropy loss, the outputs from the network as against the actual labels. Okay, and when I do loss dot backward, the gradients are getting transmitted up to the inputs. Okay, so this is what calculates the gradients for the network. And here when we do optimizer underscore ft dot step, it is going to update the weights of the network with the gradients calculated. Okay, this is how the network is getting trained. And some bookkeeping, training loss, running corrects, etc. Let me run this. Very simple, guys. So it started running and we'll see here. Let me zoom in. It will start showing me the loss and the accuracy. So first is loss is 0.6743, accuracy is 59%, then it became 69%, and third epoch it has become 76%. It decreased, so it keeps improving on the average 71%. Okay, so we'll have to wait about few minutes for it to get completed. 80%. Okay, this is after a minute of training or so. Let us see. It ran for 24 epochs and it ran for totally 2 minutes 1 second, and the best accuracy we got is 86%, which is pretty good because our data set is very small, only like about 200 images, and train set is in fact lesser, 140 images. Okay, and here is a small function to print the images. Okay, so what it does is it just this function visualize model, I'm passing the model to this, okay, and the number of images. It just goes through the validation data set, okay, and gets the images batch by batch, passes them through the network here. See, we're passing the image through the network and find the outputs. Okay, the predicted outputs will be the max index of the output. Okay, so that will give you the label, and here this part is printing the image. Okay, let's see. Now I am using that function to test the model. Okay, let me run this. Okay, so here we have the results. It shows the images and the predicted labels. Okay, so these, let me zoom this. So these are ants, which is correct. Okay, and these are bees, which is correct. This is bees, which is correct. And these are, I can't really figure out, they're very small, probably bees. Okay, so this is a great example where we have only 140 images and only like about 60-70 validation images, and we are able to train a network to identify this. Okay, this is a classic example of transfer learning. Okay, I hope you understood, and in fact you can take the same notebook. I will share this in the GitHub. Okay, and you can run it on your Jupyter notebook, and it should be very easy for you, and you can execute it and experiment it on different data sets. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will be uploading more and more interesting videos. Stay tuned, and please like the video if you like it, and also try to subscribe. Thank you once again.